We're continuing to follow developing news out of Warren, where state and local police are searching for the man responsible for an attempted kidnapping.
And Western Mass News reporter Matt Price joining us live in Warren with those latest details. Matt, what do we know so far?
Well, David and Amanda, we are just outside the Warren Police Department, where officers are doing the best they can to track down the person responsible for this attempted abduction. Here is what we know. Police responded to Bridge Street at around 5:45 yesterday afternoon for an attempted kidnapping of a child. Warren police describing the suspect as a tall, thin-built, tan man who is wearing a brown hooded shirt, black and white shorts, and red and white shoes, who was seen fleeing the area on foot. Now, on your screen is a photo shared by police through their Facebook page, the Warren Police Department, that is. And this man may or may not be involved in the abduction attempt, but police are still looking for information. Police are asking residents to check any cameras they might have in the area. And if you have any information or see the suspect, do not approach and instead call 911 or the Warren Police Department. We are going to follow this story and give you any more information as it becomes available. For now, let's latest live from Warren. Matt Price, Western Mass News.